Scam School Remix. You want to look like a badass card sharp? Then learn flourishes like these.
People are looking for more advanced stuff, and then you gotta learn the fundamentals. The most simple thing is the fan. Here's what you want on the fan. Number one, it really matters the conditions of the cards. If you're using the same deck for more than 3 years, it's not gonna fan well. Also, there's a reason that you see most magicians using cards from the US Playing Card Company, because they've got the air cushion finish that make it really easy to spread the cards. If you picture right between my ring finger and my middle finger, and on the other side is my thumb, and I push down really hard with my thumb. Start it with the tip of my finger all the way down at the bottom, just raise it up as I spin it around. But look at this giant bulk that you have, that it's a timing issue. The other thing I noticed is the size. If you put your thumb over the angel there, you're gonna get a very small spread. I put it right on the head of the angel, on the outside.
I was sliding my thumb down.
No. You don't wanna move your thumb at all.
So that's almost like an axle.
You should pretend that a drill went right through and there's a nail holding it in place, and then that's the pivot around which it turns. Instead of the traditional fan with the pip side out, if you do it backwards, you see that the whole deck goes blank. Yeah,
wow.
Absolutely. Even with a crappy deck of cards, you can still make a good fan by doing the pressure fan. In a regular fan, wherever your thumb is the pivot point, so you get a relatively small fan. With a pressure fan, you get a wider fan because the pivot point is actually outside of the deck. You're gonna pivot the deck around your thumb. A perfect pressure fan, you're able to see every single pip of every single card.
Yeah, they were all there, I counted.
You don't wanna hold it as a block. I put a lot of tilt on it. The left side and right side of my right middle finger touches the beginning and end of the deck. And my right thumb is right there on the corner. My index finger kind of goes on top to give a bow. I want you to think of your left thumb as just there to hold all these in place, and your right hand is doing all the work. It's going to release.
You can actually feel the cards.
You can feel the cards springing.
Jumping.
Yes,
Yeah.
It should feel the analog of doing that.
Like right now, what I'm having problems with
No.
keeping...
This thumb is not in the picture at all.
Okay.
It's just there to act as a floor. It doesn't squeeze, it doesn't grab. The idea is that the thumb is the cradle, and this is gonna dance around the thumb.
Does the thumb move from there to the top?
It does. Here, you watch me. It moves from the cradle into pinching the bottommost card.
Because this motion is so indicative of tossing these fans into your other hand.
Right, you're talking about like
That's
this
what I
thing
was
right there.
thinking that I should practice.
And the two are very related. For a pressure fan to work, it's the same kind of timing thing. You got to build up the muscle memory with your fingers. There's two different ways you can do it. I see most people doing this. They grab the cards, they riffle it, they pinch them into a bowed bridge like this, and then they use the tips of their fingers to regulate how fast they riffle out. I find it's more difficult because you're doing all the work just in your fingers with how they're bowed. I feel like something a little more natural is to regulate everything between your thumb and the forefinger. So I actually go backwards. Going forwards, you risk it shooting off forward. If you go towards your body, this also has the advantage of when you first practice, you can make a cradle with your belly like that, exactly. And in fact, what I'll also do is instead of just grabbing the back of the card, I'll grab the corner so that you have a more precise surface to regulate how they fall down.
I feel like I'm destroying these cards.
This is important. You need to buy cheap cards. You should eventually be up to a pack a day. Destroy cards and then move on to the next thing. Learn how to do the awesome peacock. That's what we'll call it, Frank's peacock. Split the cards about in half, and we will wreck our cards doing it. I want you to bow it super fast. Not ruining it. Take the rest and bow them the other way. And now, if you line the cards up, press them in, and sort of work them back and forth, they'll interweave, and then... Isn't that cool?
I got good news and bad news. The good news is the more you practice these, the better they're gonna look. The bad news is you're gonna have to practice these a lot. There are moves that I've been working on 20 freaking years and just now, finally, feel like I could show to other people. You'll never see them. They're all top secret. Scam School Remix brings you the best of our over 7 years and 400 plus episodes of Scam School. You can check out the original episode this came from, or check out this week's episode in which I confront an army of orcs and convince them to change their ways. Just because it's you don't want to invade this village. If you're cool, you'll know what I'm talking about. Prisoner 42. Google it. Watch it not knowing anything.
Like that, exactly.